fam.
How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of
Love
Love
Seek
Seek
Dialogue.
Dialogue. I feel like it's been a very long time since we've seen y'all.
It has.
It has?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
You alright?
Yeah.
Okay. How was your week so far?
It's just been a lot going on, so just trying to, process a lot of stuff.
Trying to process. How's work been? Work been okay?
Work is good. You busy as usual. A
Yeah.
lot of reports,
Yeah.
tedious stuff.
Yeah. Same here.
Work is work.
Yeah, same. You almost took the words out of my mouth. Work is work.
Yeah.
Today I feel like I've been around some complaining spirits today. One in particular. It's are you good with under that type of I wouldn't call it pressure, but just in that environment where people are complaining a lot. How do you feel about that?
Well, normally I call people out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell them, like, you bringing down the whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then I try to like bring them back and get them to realize the things they can be grateful for. They should be grateful for.
I usually spin it. I would control the narrative or try to take it back. What I mean by that is I hear what they have to say, and if I can bring a brighter side or make it a teachable moment or bring some motivation into it, I'll spin it right into that.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of times it worked. They'd be like, yeah, I didn't see it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to spin it in a different direction and make people see the other side of what they may not be seeing. Because sometimes complaining a lot, you can get in that mode and be doing it and not even know you're doing it. Just become a part of who you are, your everyday almost.
Right.
You know
but that's
what I
why
mean?
I said I try to call them out on it. Because, what thing I learned just from my previous jobs is when you're that person,
Yeah.
you could just bring the whole atmosphere down. Because you complaining, right? And then I already feel away. And so now I feel like, well, you open up the door, so now I'm going to let mine out. And then now you got this other person over here that's listening to us, and then they come around, and before you know it, it's just a whole toxic atmosphere.
You done brought a spirit in, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking to a guy today, and he was complaining about one of the other guys. He was like, man, I feel like he's just been complaining all day. He make me want to say F it and just go. I was cracking up.
Yeah, but it happens.
I was cracking up. I said, yeah, it's contagious, right? It's weighty.
Yeah.
People dump their issues or whatever their gripes are. I mean, and it's cool. It's cool if you just have one something you want to get off your chest, right? That's normal. But when you on an 8-hour shift and you just hearing about something, sometimes it's the same thing or something different all throughout the day from the same person, you like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
Don't be bringing that energy over here.
I had somebody last week that was doing that, and I listened for a little bit, and then after a while, it just started to be redundant. And I had to make her realize, like, you got to take some accountability for some of this, Like, what have you done to make things different?
Right.
So I'm all about accountability. I do it to my own self. I have those conversations with myself, like, Demita, how did you contribute to this? How could you have made it different? So.
Man, you brought a word to the forefront, accountability. I feel like very few people take accountability when things happen in their lives today. For whatever reason. They can be caught doing wrong.
Caught red-handed.
Red-handed. and have to go suffer the consequence. But somehow or another, they're going to point the finger somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed that happen a couple times over the last few months. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How? You know what I mean? How do you not take no accountability for what's going on or what happened? But
and it's saddest when people are like grown, like our age, and they still like
Yeah,
won't accept the fact that they had some fault in the situation.
yeah, yeah. But
I don't know.
it happens.
Yeah.
It it happens. I think it takes some real honesty within
Mhm.
yourself,
Mhm.
some real self reflection
Mhm.
to sit back and look at a whole situation. Sometimes it takes after the smoke clears for you to say, "Wait a minute, I played a part in that."
But that's healing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't. I don't feel as though you can truly heal until you look at all four corners of what happened.
yeah, yeah. I agree. So that's been work for me, man. Just a guy, complaining and just trying to get him to see the bright side, and then talking to my guy who was complaining about him complaining, which I understand though, because you don't really like that energy around you. And the guy that was complaining, he not that type of person. He always he always optimistic every day.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And motivated, self motivated too. So,
oh, he was going through
yeah,
it.
so he was bringing his whole energy down, and he was in this area. This is a guy who don't normally work in this area. He was working over there, bringing that area down. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
So it was one of those situations. So I understood where he was coming from. So that was me and my job. Got some bum news today, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I. This is one reason why I hate social media. One of the things I hate about social media, I would say, is when you jump on there, sometimes you just see bad news, man.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my homegirls I used to work with, go to school with, found out she passed today. Lost her battle with cancer. Just want to say R.I.P. to Letitia Biggs. Man, what can I say about Tish? Tish was a Tish was a real down to earth person, a real person, real humble, real loving, real caring, and just 100, man. Just one of the few type of people. I was gonna say females, but just one of the few type of people you can meet and just kind of like blend in and be smooth and
Yeah.
just all around cool individual. And I had a pleasure of just knowing her for some years, and just to see that she lost this battle,
Yeah. Sad.
yeah, it was sad, man. I definitely wasn't ready to see that. We actually threw a party together. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Some years back, man. I know it was over 10 years, 10 years ago. And y'all, I'm not really big on birthday parties, so I could probably count. I could still count on one hand how many parties I had in my whole life. And I definitely don't really align myself with too many people. So around this time, we threw a party together right here in Gary. It was me, Tish, and Michelle. Our birthdays was around the same time. We October babies. Our birthday the 15th. Both of their birthdays were the 17th. So Libras, right? So we threw a party together. It was cool, man. We invited everybody from the job. We all worked together around the same time, and the party was, for lack of a better term, what y'all would say, lit. The party was lit, man. The party was fun. Everybody came out. Everybody came to kick it. We was working in Chicago at the time, so we had a lot of Chicagoans come out here and kick it with us in Gary, and just had a good time. And I never forget that night because she was just so happy and so excited to be sharing her birthday with us and us as well. And we took a lot of pictures that night. Um, we was drinking. I even had a birthday cigar um, back then with a couple of guys that I worked with. So it was live, man. It was live. And Tish talked about that birthday for years. We shared the pictures on social media for years after that. And just to see her go through this battle of cancer, I will say also that she was probably one of the most positive and strongest people that I've seen um, fight this battle. You know, I never really seen her complain, talk bad. She always had a positive outlook, something motivational. She posted pictures. She wasn't ashamed of anything. She was always updating people about her chemo treatments and all of this stuff. So we got a chance to really go through this journey with her via social media. And she asked for prayer sometime, and sometimes she didn't ask, and people offered prayer, you know, and sent their love, you know, the hearts and all of that. So felt like, I think a lot of people felt like they was on this journey with her, even if they didn't really talk to her like that from day to day, you know. So it's just always bad seeing people that you know pass. I said years ago, man, I think our social media pages will outlive us, you know.
Yeah.
So what you post does matter. You know, what you document does matter, man. So it will outlive you. So I just want to salute again, RIP to Tish. Hey man, live every day like it matters. Get tight with your relationship with the Lord. Enjoy life, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, y'all, because you just never know. Um, there's this saying that everybody is either in a battle, just came from a battle, or on their way to a battle. But you can rest assured that everybody will face something in this life. Everybody will go through a storm, some type of storm. You just recently experienced something like that too with one of your students when you worked in school, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about this young man a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say RIP to Bert Sanders. He was a smart, funny, intelligent young man. He was a part of the one and only graduating class we had at the school where I worked. Just an all around funny kid. Funny kid, you know, knucklehead at times, but he was loving. And most of us felt like he was a son that we never had. But recently he passed. So yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, yeah. Death is rough, man. You know, it's just one of those things. We don't get to say what, how, or when. You know, we pass, or what happens, how we leave here. We don't get no say in none of that.
Yeah.
But you can prepare. You can invest in your forever, in your eternity. A lot of us invest in our day to day in this life. We see investments in this life. We hear a lot of talk today about Bitcoin, about just everything, life insurance. We invest in our cars. We just put money everywhere in this life, but make no investments for the hereafter, right? So it's important to get to know the Lord. It's important to get to know the Lord because He holds, you know, the key to life. He is the way, the truth, and the life, just like the word says. So
Yeah, I was at my godfather's funeral quite a few years ago, and I remember being a young woman in my early 20s, sitting at the funeral next to my dad, between my mom and dad, and I remember the pastor saying, you know, we all focus on insurance, and that's something that we do need, but he challenged us to think about assurance, and that was like, wow, you know, I've carried that.
yeah.
I've carried that for the rest of my life. I thought about that, you know. I think about it often. So.
Yeah. We all need assurance, right? Assurance that we're in the good graces of the Heavenly Father. Like not putting it off to like, I'm gonna get my life right when I get it, when I turn this age or when I get to this position in life. No, you can get your life right now.
Today.
You come to the Lord as you are right now in your mess, regardless of what you're dealing with. You got some type of addiction, some type of whatever you're dealing with, whatever your position you're in right now. You can come to the Lord right there, because guess what? You don't have the power to clean yourself up anyway. He does the cleaning from the inside out. He'll clean you up and get you right. So a lot of people say, man, I'm gonna wait till I get to this position to get my life right. But nah, you can't do it on your own anyway. Go right now as you are. Give your life to the Lord. So assurance, way better than insurance. You need both, but assurance is better than insurance. So with that said, this podcast is going to be just a little bit more serious, but we're gonna take it. We're going to lighten it up just a little bit, but it's going to be a little bit more serious this evening because we want to talk about a serious subject, because life is too short. We all heard this, right? So I'm in a season of my life right now where I feel like the relationships in my life matter, and they need to matter, right? So I'm reevaluating. When I was in the street, y'all, I didn't trust nobody because I seen a whole lot of things that shouldn't have happened. Like I done seen friends kill friends. I done seen people who grew up together all of a sudden start making money together, and the money came between their friendship, and next thing you know, somebody lost their life, and then by the time the story come out, you find out their friend killed them. Sometimes you knew immediately that the person who they knew killed them. Like I done seen these situations over and over again, from my neighborhood to a neighboring neighborhood in the city. So I got to a point when I was in the street, I didn't trust nobody but my small circle. So, but when you give your life to Christ and He give you a new heart and all these things, you try to do the right thing, and you just welcome a whole lot of people in your space. And even though it's not as extreme as it was in the street, but still in that space, you still want the relationships to be real. And sometimes relationships expose themselves to not be. You know what I mean? So I'm at a point right now to where I'm reassessing my circle. I'm reassessing my friends and who I call my friends, because to be real, everybody ain't your friend. And that's where I'm at right now. I just want all my relationships, all my friendships to matter right now.
And this is not to say, because we are totally against the whole cancel culture.
Right. Totally against that.
So this is not, disclaimer, we are not a part of the cancel culture that's happening right now.
Right. Definitely not. And we definitely not canceling nobody. What I'm saying is this. Real friends and real relationships, right? It's like real money. It's two sides to real money, right? Fake friends and fake relationships, it's like fake money. It's one side to fake money. This is from a game called Life. I don't know if you guys familiar with Life.
It's one of my favorite games.
One of your favorite games?
Yeah.
So, again, real friends, it's like real money. It's two-sided. Fake friends like fake money. One-sided. What do I mean by that? I mean, real, true, authentic relationships are like a two-way street. They're going both ways. It means if I got and you don't, you got. If you got and I don't, I got. We both givers and takers. It's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? It means that I don't call you only when I want something or need something. I can call you just to hear your voice, just to see how you're doing, just to check on you and make sure you're good, and vice versa. That's real, authentic relationship. That's a pure relationship. Now, a fake relationship, a relationship that is counterfeit, that is fraudulent, is one way. You know what I mean? It's one way. You only gonna hear from these people when they want something or need something, or when they're pulling something, when they're taking something from you. You know, but real friendships, real relationships, you hear from your people, man.
Oh, your real friends, you might not hear from them often. You can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months and not talk to each other, but when you come back together, it's like you just talked yesterday.
Just talked yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They understand. You know, we all living this life and life get busy. We all adults, we got responsibilities and all of this stuff. But when you connect with your real friends, it's just like she said, it's like you pick up where you left off at. And the conversations, you can have real conversations with your real friends, right? You can have the conversations don't always have to be agreeable.
Right.
We know how to agree to disagree, and we still partners.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I'm speaking from the perspective of those friends that, you know, talk about how much they appreciate how you check on them,
Yeah.
but they never pick up the phone to see how you doing. You can be missing, and they never ever 5, 6, 7, 8 months go past, and they never think, oh, well, maybe I should check on Demeter. Maybe I should check on Pug and see how they're doing. You know,
Man.
I'm talking about those people that you know, visibly selfish in every way, shape, form, fashion. You know,
Right.
that's what I'm talking about. And it's some people out there like that. It's some people that I know personally that's like that, and we haven't always been on the same page when it came to that, because you operate in a whole lot more grace than me on a whole lot of things, but yeah.
But that's those one-sided relationships I'm talking about, right? Like I got a partner, this is one of my dogs. This is one of my people I call one of my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We talk. Me and Josh text all the time. We got a hood group text, right? But he'll call me and say, bro, after we talked for a minute, he said, man, I ain't want nothing. I just called to hear your voice, man. He said, it's cool that we text every now and then and we do the video calls, which I'll tell y'all about in a minute. He said, but I just wanted to call and hear your voice, man. Make sure you straight. And those are the real type of friendships. That's what I mean by real friends. Like, it's some people you don't see or hear from unless they want something or need something, or maybe you invite them somewhere.
Yeah.
And they coming because they coming for a good time, maybe. I don't know. But outside of that, you won't see them and you won't hear from them. You know, fake friends is like one-way streets. One-way street. All the cars are pointed in one direction. So everything is pointed toward the one person that's the real friend. And it's like it's an off-balance relationship, right? Because it's a person just keep pulling from another person.
Yeah.
All day. And it gets draining after a while. And and your eyes open and realize, like, man.
And the thing about most of those people, it's so funny because they won't invite you nowhere.
Yeah.
They won't call you up. But the moment they see a picture of you and other people, they got a whole attitude.
Feeling away because they wasn't invited. But like,
wait a minute.
But like, man, you ain't invited. You ain't invited us nowhere.
No way.
You know what I mean? But
I mean, and I ain't starving for no invites because I need to sit down somewhere.
Right. And I'll tell you, nah, we not gonna make it. Or I don't think I'm gonna make it in a minute if I can't.
Yeah.
But if I tell you I'm gonna make it somewhere, best believe we're gonna do our best to make it. It had to be an emergency for us not to show up because I believe in keeping our word. That's another thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people's word don't mean anything today neither.
Mm-hmm.
People will tell you whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and next thing you know, they blowing in the wind. They get another bright idea or something else come up, and they don't call and say nothing about this. You know what they said they was gonna do or whatever they promised. They just keep it moving. And I'm just from the era, especially if you're a man, where if you're a man, your word means something, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have your word, you don't got nothing. The movie Scarface, what Al Pacino say, all I got in this world is my word. And as a man, that's what you raised knowing and believing, that your word have to mean something. But a lot of people who consider themselves men or want to call themselves men, their word don't hold no weight.
So I just want to encourage everybody tonight that even if don't be hard on yourself if you haven't talked to your friend for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. I keep saying going to 8 months because sometimes it can be a long time, right?
Yeah.
Don't be hard on yourself, but I do ask that, I had a conversation with a friend a few months ago, and if you're watching, you know it's you. But I said, even the strong wants you to check on them sometimes. Even, we may seem strong, but sometimes looking on the outside, looking in, because you're going through something, you don't see that maybe possibly they can need somebody to pray for them. It may not necessarily be for the marriage, but maybe for my strength on my job, maybe for I may have some health issues that I'm not talking about. Maybe
some financial issues.
Yeah, maybe some family issues that I'm not talking about. Even the strong wants to be checked on sometimes. Check on me sometimes. Say, hey, how you doing? Text. I don't care if you text.
Right.
2 seconds, 2 minutes, make you feel good that you're not always the one pouring, because it can become exhausting when people look at you as the strong one.
Yeah.
And you're pouring. And it's like, who pours into me?
Right.
Who pours into me outside of, there may be some things that he and I may not want to talk about with each other. And that's okay. Yes, this is my best friend, but it's also my husband. And sometimes we need to, hear somebody else's perspective on life in general.
Yeah.
So just be there for your friends, when you can.
Right.
Don't put off what steps you do tomorrow. One of my things I've thought about so much over the years is, it'd be a shame if you lose somebody that you've been talking about. I'm gonna call them. And this month goes past and you still haven't called them. And then they pass and you can't even remember the last conversation you had. And that's friend or family. That right there, just every time I think about it, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that I could even do better at calling.
Yeah.
I started on
me as well.
Easter Sunday. I literally sat in the living room, me and my mom and our grandson, and I physically called my siblings. And I didn't talk to them but maybe 10 minutes apiece, but I physically called them. That's important. Call your family and your friends. Don't keep putting it off, because tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah. One thing that I feel good about right now with me and my brothers, my partners that I came up with from the neighborhood, we recently started this Zoom call that we do. Now we've been had a group text we've been in for years now, and it's we communicate daily through it. But recently though, like over the last couple months, we just started doing Zoom meetings like twice a month, and it's been going very well. I'm talking about these with my day ones, man, like what Steve would call homegrowns. And we all over the world right now. I got a partner in Vegas, Atlanta, Georgia, few of them in Georgia, Josh and Nab, Bobo in Richmond. So And that's just to name a few, but we got partners all over, and we got these dates that we set up, and we schedule these calls, and everybody take time out of their schedule, and we get on these Zoom calls for maybe I only call it to last for about 30 to 40 minutes, but we be over an hour sometime, y'all. And the great thing about it is we be talking about the Lord on that thing too. Not only about our personal lives, from our marriages to our kids and what we got going on at work or business, but also we talking about the Lord, and you know how when you talking about the Lord and you talking about the gratitude and what the Lord has brought you through, you can kind of get carried away. Yeah. So it's kind of hard. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard keeping people to 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and a lot of times these days that we schedule fall on Sunday. So we don't want to take everybody's Sunday away because we all got families. But when I tell y'all, man, it feels so good to be able to connect with brothers that we done came up with, that we done did all kind of stuff with. Like I'm talking about from weed smoking days to gang banging to drinking and going out clubbing every week to now we on this side of life, and most of us married, most of us got kids, we got our own homes, we got good jobs and businesses or whatever we got going on, but we on the legit side of life trying to do it good and do it right for the Lord. And I just find it real fulfilling to be able to connect with these brothers, because I know these is my people. I know these is my brothers. I know if we get up and catch a flight tomorrow, wherever we go, we got a room in a house. You know what I mean? This is real talk. That is real relationship. That is real friendship. It's a room for us. We could say, hey man, we coming to Atlanta this weekend. You got our room ready?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guess what? They have our room ready.
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
You know what I'm saying? They got our room ready. And a couple of them even go as far as, man, y'all can rent a car if y'all want to, or y'all can take the keys to this one. Because they got an extra car in the driveway or garage. So these are the real relationships that I'm talking about, right? Not just a relationship where everybody looking and pulling from you all the time. Over the last couple months, I've also been talking deep with a brother I used to work with who's going through a divorce right now. And it's rough, man. Just hearing his story, hearing his struggles, what he's struggling with right now. And when I met this brother, he was a powerful man of God, and he still is. He's still a believer. He's still a man of God. But we all go through trials, right? The word says it rains on the just and the unjust. It's raining on him right now, and he kind of walked away from his church for a little while because him and his pastor didn't see eye to eye on some things. So I was the ear that the Lord put in his life for him to talk to and listen to. So I've been talking with him back and forth for over a couple months now, and sometimes it gets draining, but we all need people at times. We all go through things that we need people that we can pour out to and receive from. So, but I just thank the Lord that he placed me in this brother's life at this time, because he needed me, and probably still do. So he's still on my mind to check on him and see how he's doing from day to day. So,
I know. We got my mom's birthday coming up this weekend. We got our grandson's birthday coming up in 10 days, y'all. Can you believe he'll be 1? Oh my God.
May 4th.
I'm so excited.
May 4th.
I'm just like I've said before, you guys have watched it, and you see how we talk about our baby legend, but he's just growing. He's trying to talk, and he is walking so fast now, you know. It goes from the walk, and he keeps falling, until now he is just walking fast, and he's just going all around the house like he owns it. Which, yeah, he is running things, even when he comes to visit us.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah.
Even if he fall, he bounce back up, right? He got a spring in his step.
Yeah, he loves being
Yeah.
outside. He's just such a joy. And I didn't tell you, today my coworker prophesied
Okay.
about him, and she had some great things that the Lord gave her about him, and I want to share with his mom before I tell you guys. But wow, I'm excited to see
Okay.
this young man grow. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Yeah.
He's so full of energy, full of life.
Hmm.
Like I said,
He's funny.
like we said on the previous video, he was walking months before he's turning 1. And he's been walking months already. Um but when he was just with us for Easter, the weekend, he got these noises he's making, and he's trying to say words, y'all. He's trying to say words, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's talking soon either, because
Yeah.
he's just one of those young men that I see already that he got willpower. Like
He does.
when he's focused, he's focused. I seen that he was about to walk before he started walking, just on how he was doing. You know what I mean? Like he'd get up and stand up and hold against the wall and sit down and fall, and he'd get up and do the same thing again. It's like, man, he is not giving up till he can put some strength in them legs.
Yeah.
You know, and I seen it before it even happened. So now, if we say something to him, you can hear him try to repeat certain words. Like,
Yeah.
how did he
Like
say
his name.
How did he try to say his name?
You say, you, because we'll call him and say legend, and he's like, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, he's trying to say his name. Look at him, he's so
He
cute.
tried to say his name, y'all.
Yeah.
So he tried to talk, man.
Yeah. His favorite thing is, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what you trying to say? So, it's one of the things that we all do.
Yeah.
Is we talk to him like he's an adult. We don't talk in the baby talk to him.
Right.
So, yeah, he can't help it but to grow and be mature for his age, because we all talk to him
Yeah.
like we talk to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, man. He's about to be 1, and we going to their house for a little birthday party. Now, what he know about a birthday party? Nothing yet. But
he don't. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
He's
like,
gonna probably he's gonna enjoy a house full of people, and he's gonna have all his grandparents around him, and his parents, his grandparents, and probably aunties and uncles. So,
and friends of his mom and dad's. He has 8 grandparents. You guys are probably like, what you mean you got 8 grandparents? So his dad's mom and dad, and both his mom and dad's moms are still alive, so that's 4. And then Brittany's mom and dad, and then both of our moms are alive. So he has 8 grandparents. That's a whole lot of love, right?
You did all that math. I never had that.
No.
Not that many. So you did a whole lot of math. Yeah, he got a whole lot of love.
Yeah.
A whole lot of love, like. So yeah, that's a blessing though.
It is.
That's a unique blessing. So, I guess this podcast, we're talking about relationships, y'all, and just the value of them. We want you guys to value relationships, man. And if you're that friend who don't call and check on your people, make sure y'all do that, man, because it matters. Just text somebody and see how they doing. You don't want nothing but just to know that they okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do that, y'all. And if you the type of friend, or been the type of friend that every time you call somebody you asking for something, make sure you don't ask them for nothing. For real, just check on them, man. Or if you've been receiving from somebody, and y'all in the same city or state or something, hey, go buy them something, or put something on the grill this summer and invite them over. Feed them. Like, do something. You know what I mean?
I'm laughing, but he right.
Do something, man. It don't cost a lot of money, man, to just look out for people. And it don't cost no money for you to call or send a text and just see how a person is doing. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, whenever anybody do that to me, I feel the love. I feel appreciated. You know what I mean? Because that's rare these days. It's so rare, man. So do that, man. Do that. I want to bring it all back full circle. In our relationship, in our marriage right now, before we was married, before we was even a couple, we was also friends. So we was friends. We talked about a bunch of stuff. We got to know each other before we got to dating. So just friendship, that bond is special. So when you got a real friend, even if it's not your partner, if it is your partner, man, that's special right there. Hold on tight to that. But if it's just a regular friend that you're not in an intimate relationship with, if it's just a platonic friend, man, that's still a special friendship. So just cherish all your friendships, man, because they're rare. Real friendships are rare. Remember, you can have a spat with a real friend. You can have a disagreement with a real friend, and you won't get canceled for it. They won't sit you on the shelf. They won't just stop rocking with you because you have something to say, or you tried to correct them in a way, for lack of a better term. Because, be truthfully, a lot of us feel like we're so grown, can't nobody tell us nothing. But if that's your real friend, if they see you on the wrong track, if they see a train finna roll off the tracks and crash and burn, a real friend is gonna say something. And a real friend that's on the receiving end of that is gonna respect it at the end of the day, even if they don't agree with it right away. So salute to all the real friends, man, and everybody who know how to show love, give love, receive love, and know how to agree and disagree respectfully. So just want to say it's another episode of Love Seek Dialogue. We love chopping it up with y'all, and we'll see y'all again real soon. Peace.